Previously, on Any Day Now.
Who threw the first punch?
They were asking for it, Miss Jackson. Even one of them gets behind us and says, "How do you feel now, nigger?"
What does that have to do with self-defense?
Everything. Because I'm going to put the word nigger on trial.
Rene and I had a big fight this morning over the word nigger, and when is it going to stop? Because I want it to stop and we bury Uncle Jimmy and everything he believed in.
I want to put you in the hospital tomorrow.
Is my baby okay?
Well, she's
Whoa, I'll answer all of your questions, but one at a time.
Is this because of my fall a couple of weeks ago? Did I do something to my baby?
Because the doctor said that the fall couldn't have hurt the baby.
No, it didn't. Pregnancy-induced hypertension can come on suddenly, especially with teens.
But does it get any worse?
Our immediate concern is making sure Kelly doesn't go into preterm labor.
That's a possibility?
Yes, if we're unable to stabilize Kelly's pressure, we may have no choice but to induce labor.
Well, will the baby be okay if that happens?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, is there something you're telling us?
Yeah, we know right now. As soon as we get the blood and urine test back, we'll know more.
Okay, well, when will that be?
Soon.
Well, so what happens now?
Well, we keep Kelly here for observation.
Well, for how long?
Possibly the rest of her pregnancy.
That's almost 2 months.
It's the only way we can ensure the health of you and this baby.
Any day now, I will hear you say goodbye, my love, and you'll be on your way. Then my wild, beautiful bird, you will have flown. It's easy now, I'll be gone alone.
It worked like a charm, boss.
Incredible. The paper won't even print it on their front page. I don't know whether to be elated or infuriated.
You may have just unleashed an entire media circus.
That's exactly what I intended. I need people talking about the word, the uglier the better.
This could all backfire, you know. You piss off somebody like Judge Richards, there's no telling what he'll do.
I suppose you're quite happy with yourself, Miss Jackson.
I'm happy that it's now a level playing field.
Your playing field, of course.
Your Honor, I have a young man's life in my hands. My entire case hinges on the use of that word being accepted into evidence.
You've made that perfectly clear. And I agree. I think you should be allowed to use that word as many times as you want.
It's my courtroom, Mr. Shaughnessy. I think I still get to say what will and won't be said.
Of course, Your Honor. I just want Miss Jackson to know that if she wants to make those jurors uncomfortable...
What I want is to get my client a fair trial.
Are you insinuating you wouldn't?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
I can assure you I do not inhibit the execution of the law, nor do I tolerate the bastardizing of it. Now, my instincts tell me to cite you again for contempt of court and throw your butt back in jail. But I couldn't stomach the possibility of prolonging this case any further, so you both may use the word as you see fit, but if I detect one hint of courtroom histrionics, I will see you both in contempt.
Why am I being dragged into this?
Just covering my bases, Counselor. I'm sure that neither of you is done upsetting my stomach.
It's this trial and Ajoni that's upsetting her.
If it was stress, she would have been in here months ago.
So now it's all my fault.
It's nobody's fault. She has high blood pressure.
Emmy? Is she all right?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Hi, Rene.
Hey, Colliar.
So do you think you'll see me?
Well, the doctor wants her to get a rest. Johnny's in there saying goodbye now.
Okay. Then I'll go grab a cup of coffee.
Well, I don't know what God's plan is right now, but he certainly is testing the hell out of our family.
Niggas trying to take over everything. The fine citizens of this county are not going to stand for some Negro teaching their kids.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much. Oh, my God. St. Martha's is almost $1,000 more.
$1,000? Now, how's a working man supposed to send his kids to a Catholic school?
Hear me, man. Soon you're going to be able to send your kids wherever you want without having to worry about those monkeys trying to integrate.
Well, I heard it's those high school Catholic girls that are the real problem. Maybe that's why it's so expensive. They're trying to weed out all the fast ones.
What are you going on about, Teresa O'Brien?
Well, apparently boys have been hanging out around the school. I heard that some girls have even been taken off. You know, expecting and all.
Well, I don't believe it. No good Catholic school would stand for such a thing.
I heard the same thing at my school, too.
I guess it makes it easier for him with the skirts and everything.
Mary Elizabeth, I will not stand for such talk from you. And go take that thing off. Put on some play clothes or something.
Well, maybe 1 year in public school wouldn't be such a bad thing. Teresa will be graduating. We can save up and send Mary Elizabeth the second year.
Why can't I just go to the same school as Colliar and Rene, Daddy? Daddy? Daddy!
What's the matter, baby?
They took it from me, Daddy. They can't do that, can they?
Do what, honey?
Slow down, Rene. We can't understand you.
Valedictorian. They won't let me be valedictorian.
Well, why not?
They didn't say. They just said I didn't qualify.
We saw the paper. Your name was at the top of the list.
Well, maybe they made a mistake.
Come on, Rene.
Where are you going, James?
I'm going up to that school to straighten this personally.
James.
Everything's going to be fine, Sarah. I'm just going to talk to them. Make them understand this is one nigga they can't mess with.
Where were the three of you hanging out?
Right there.
And where did you spot Richie West and Ajoni Williams exiting the gym?
Here.
Did they come directly towards you?
No, we were more to the side.
So you weren't blocking their path?
Not at all, sir.
May I? Does this exit lead directly to the parking lot?
Yes, sir.
So, Richie West and his friend could have come out of the locker room and walked directly across the court and then gone out here to get to their bus.
Yes, sir.
Are there any lights behind the gym?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is the nearest light located?
Over there somewhere, but it's enough light to see.
When exiting the gym through this door, does it lock behind you?
Yes.
So there was nowhere for my client and his friend to go?
We didn't block them or jump them. If they were scared, they could have run.
Run where, Mr. Camden? It was dark and they didn't know where they were. If you heard the cocking of a gun, what would you have done?
Objection.
Nothing further?
Not continue to mobilize our forces on a daily...
Love in your future.
Hey, look. Found you some new mags. How you doing?
Fine. I just can't find anything on about the case.
I'll turn that stupid TV off. Less stress, you know?
Maybe you should go down to the courthouse, see what's happening.
Gail said she would call if anything happened.
This wasn't how it was supposed to be. Me in the hospital, Ajoni waiting in the courtroom to testify in a murder trial.
Ajoni will get through this. And you will have this baby, and everything will be fine.
Mom, do you think my baby will ever be called a nigger?
I don't know, darling. I imagine as long as there are people in this world who are full of hate, then that's going to be a possibility.
Maybe the fall did hurt my baby. The baby's not even here yet. I'm already a horrible mother.
Dr. Bivens told you, darling, the fall had nothing to do with this. It was an accident. You fell. People fall. This baby is going to be just fine. You have my word on that. And you know how scared God is of me.
Thanks, Mom.
Why were you upset?
We just lost the city championship.
And what did the three of you do after losing the game?
Hung out in the back of the gym like we always do. You know, just trying to figure out what went wrong.
But you guys didn't go around looking for trouble?
No, sir.
Okay, so what happened while the three of you were just hanging out?
These two guys from Fillmore came out of the gym.
Did you say something to them?
Yeah, we may have talked a little trash.
But you didn't go after them?
No, sir.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
You say the three of you talked a little trash. What do you consider trash, Reed?
You know, just telling them they got lucky this year, stuff like that.
Stuff like calling my client a nigger?
We may have thrown the word around, all right? But it's just how we talk, you know? It's just like saying, you're my boy.
Have you ever heard your parents use the word nigger, Reed?
Objection, relevance. The parents aren't on trial here.
Your Honor, I'm trying to establish the relationship this witness has with the word nigger.
I'll allow it for now. Overruled.
Please answer the question, Reed.
No, they never used the word.
So you use the word, but your parents don't?
No, I use the A word. I don't use the R word.
Could you clarify for the court what you mean?
You know, the word nigger instead of nigga. Saying nigger wasn't allowed in my house.
You know the difference?
Yeah.
One's a greeting and one's a racial slur.
So when you called Richie West a nigger, he was supposed to distinguish whether you were using the A word or the R word?
No, objection.
Sustained.
You called my client a nigger because he just beat you in a basketball game.
No, I'm not a racist.
I'm warning you, Mr. Jackson.
Let me give you a little hint, Mr. Collins.
Your Honor,
when anyone white uses any variation of that word in a dark gym, it all comes out sounding the same.
Settle! Clear it out. This is now a
closed courtroom. If you can't conduct yourselves in a civilized manner, you don't belong.